My name is Deeksha Ahuja, and I'm the founder at Collaborat-her. Collaborat-her is a platform that helps startups scale up by providing them access to resources and a vast mentor and investor community. HSBC and Collaborat-her have a lot of values in common. Working with startups and helping increase diversity in this ecosystem is one that we've caught on to and formed into an initiative called Women in Commerce. Women in Commerce is a joint initiative taken up by Collaborat-her and HSBC that aims to promote the growth of women-led ventures by providing them inspirations, resources, and a platform to get into business partnerships. HSBC did an amazing workshop at our annual global conference, Networker 2020, where they spoke about building e-commerce with an omni-channel presence. Today, in the lieu of International Women's Day, we are proud to announce our next initiative, Sustain to Scale, a video series that looks at and encapsulates the journeys of 12 amazing growth stage, resilient women founders who are scaling up their ventures and breaking stereotypes. I'm honored to be joined by two stalwarts from the HSBC India team today. We have Mr. Prakash Jaiswal, who is the head of transaction, commercial, and business banking at HSBC India. Thank you so much, Prakash, for being with us today.
Thanks, Deeksha. Thanks for having us. Very glad to be part of this.
And of course, we have Aditi Puri, who is the head of B2B marketing at HSBC India. Aditi, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Deeksha. Pleasure to be here.
Talk to us about the ethos that went behind the Women in Commerce initiative.
But us as an organization, we are a very large multinational. We employ more than 2 lakh people. So the whole concept of inclusion, diversity, not only in gender, but otherwise, is very, very DNA'd into our culture. We believe we will never succeed if it's not shared, if it's not diversified. So that's very clearly at the organizational level. But we do understand that there is a little bit of work to be done by everybody in the organization in whatever capacity you have, by managers, by leaders, by senior management, in enabling that purpose. We all know that we need to build diversity. We need to have enough women in the workforce, but does it happen naturally? It does not. We need to enable them, right from hiring, right from enabling when our women colleagues go on their pregnancy leaves and they want to return back to work, when they have challenging things, when they move up the ladder. So I think there is an element of enabling which we all need to do. Indian startups are not.
Opening up the networks is all that women founders need, and I know you're pioneering those efforts. Prakash, I do also know that HSBC is very startup friendly. I can say that because I bank with you guys. But tell us, how does HSBC help startups grow?
Indian startups are not just building for India, but they're building for the world. It's inspiring, right? Young entrepreneurs are trying to disrupt very well-established businesses. So this is not a wave you can miss, right? This was exactly the thought process of a few of our colleagues 2.5 years back, saying we must participate in this wave. But we did realize that this is very different from our skill set which we have gained as a bank, as professionals over the last 15-20 years. So you need to do things differently. So we started with a dedicated team in Bombay, Delhi, and Bangalore. And I think all the credit goes to that bunch of 15 young guys, all less than 25 years old, who taught us how to kind of engage in this ecosystem. So we started a journey. It's been a decent journey, I would say. We have created a bit of playbook. We have used digital media, ecosystem connections, partnership with people like yourself, quite a lot to engage with the ecosystem. Very early days, but very ambitious plans to keep doing more. And very excited because we already seeing the fruits of the whole startup wave helping us even commercially. I always say this, the startup is just not fancy for banks. Everybody wants to talk about startups. It's just not fancy. It's commercially very lucrative because the companies are growing at 3x, 4x, 5x. And banking growth is a derived growth. So if you catch hands with people who are growing faster, you would grow faster. And I think our thought process is make banking very easy for early stage companies, and you should be in the problem solving mode for growth stage and late stage companies.
Aditi, moving on to you. I know you're someone who I can call a marketing guru. So talk to us about.
I think it's important that we treat marketing like food and not medicine. I say that pretty regularly. And by that, I mean, is marketing is not something you do when things are going wrong and then you stop when they're going right. That is not going to give you good results, and it may just leak your monies or your dollars, like you'd like to say. Marketing requires a very consistent approach, an always on approach for it to be effective. So treat it like food, where even quality is more than quantity. I think, secondly, know your customers even better. It's extremely important to know who your customer is today and now, what they're doing, what media they're consuming, how they're behaving, because your audience set defines your marketing strategy and how you want to be out there in the market per se. And I think, thirdly, and very important for me personally, is define your brand and the story. A brand is nothing but the face, personality, and the voice of your business, right? Define it, use it very carefully, because everything you put out there, every facet of your business is going to define that perception.
Do you like to share some tips or secrets as to how some of these women founders can very effectively spend their marketing dollars, marketing budgets?
Short and sweet answer is marketing is an ever evolving world, as is your business, right? Things are changing not only in the marketing world, but things are changing in your business. Your customers might be changing, your goals are going to keep changing, your outreach is going to keep changing. Uh, Definitely one of the toughest things in marketing is going to be how your budgeting aspect, right? If you spend too much, you're wasting money. If you spend too less, competitors are going to eat you up. If you spend on the wrong things, you're misusing your funds. So pay a lot of attention to your whole budgeting aspect and identify. It's very complicated. So be very clear on your goals or the targets that you want to achieve via marketing activities. And constantly, I say track, measure, and analyze. That's extremely important in the marketing world.
We aim to make sure that these stories serve as an inspiration for women founders in the country and even inspire more women to take to entrepreneurship.